Have you ever noticed something strange about the most powerful men in the room? They almost never get angry. Someone insults them. Someone disrespects them. Someone tries to provoke them. And instead of exploding, they simply look, observe, and remain calm. Why? Because anger is not power. Anger is control given away. The moment someone can make you angry, they have already won the psychological battle. Most people never realize this. They walk through life reacting emotionally to every insult, every criticism, every rude comment. They become puppets. Anyone can pull their strings. But the men who understand dark psychology, stoicism, and social power operate differently. They learn something dangerous, something cold, something extremely effective. They learn how to become unbothered, completely unshakable, the kind of man who can be insulted, mocked, or betrayed, and still remain calm while everyone else loses control. Because when you cannot be emotionally manipulated, you become psychologically untouchable. So today we are going to break down the exact mental framework powerful men use to never get angry or bothered by anyone, not through fake positivity, not through emotional suppression, but through psychological dominance. And before we begin, comment this right now: my mind is untouchable. Because once you understand these principles, people will never be able to control your emotions again. 1. Understand the first law of power. Reactions reveal weakness. Here is a brutal truth most people cannot accept. The person who reacts emotionally is the person who loses control. Think about it. If someone insults you and you explode in anger, who is really in control? Not you. The person who insulted you. They pressed a button, and you reacted exactly how they wanted. This is why manipulators, narcissists, and social predators provoke emotional reactions on purpose. They insult you. They mock you. They disrespect you. Not because they hate you, but because they want to see if you are controllable. If you react emotionally, they know they can control you. But when you remain calm, something strange happens. The power dynamic flips. Because people expect reactions, they expect anger. They expect emotional explosions. But when you simply observe, when you stay silent, when you show zero emotional disturbance, it unsettles them. They realize something terrifying. They cannot control you. Write this down. My reactions are my weakness. And repeat this mantra in your mind. My presence is my power. My silence is my strike. 2. Most anger comes from ego, not reality. Let's go deeper. Why do people actually get angry? It's rarely about the situation. It's about the ego feeling attacked. Someone criticizes you. Someone disrespects you. Someone says something negative about you. And suddenly your mind screams, how dare they say that about me? But here's the dark psychological truth. Most insults mean nothing. They are simply emotional noise coming from someone else's insecurity, frustration, or jealousy, yet people react as if their identity has been destroyed. This is why weak men argue constantly. They defend themselves. They explain themselves. They try to prove their worth. Powerful men do something different. They ask one cold question. Is this person even qualified to judge me? If the answer is no, then their opinion is irrelevant noise. Imagine a random stranger yelling insults at a lion. Does the lion feel offended? Does the lion stop to argue? Of course not. The lion simply walks away, because lions do not debate with sheep. Repeat this silently to yourself. Not every voice deserves my reaction. If someone is beneath your standards, their opinion cannot disturb your peace. And if you truly internalize this, your anger will disappear almost instantly. 3. Emotion is the weapon of manipulators. Here is something dangerous most people never learn. Manipulators feed on emotional reactions. Anger, frustration, jealousy, insecurity. All of these emotions make you predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. Think about toxic relationships. The manipulator provokes you. They push your emotional buttons. They create drama. Why? Because when you are emotional, you stop thinking logically. You become reactive. You become desperate. And once you reach that state, they control the entire situation. But Stoic men understand a powerful strategy. They remove emotional access. They refuse to react. They refuse to engage. They observe. They analyze. And they strike only when necessary. This creates psychological confusion, because manipulators expect emotional energy. When they don't receive it, they lose power. They lose influence. they lose control. So remember this rule. Emotion is the battlefield. If you refuse to fight emotionally, you cannot be defeated emotionally. Comment right now. I train in silence. I return with power. Because emotional discipline is not weakness. It is psychological armor. Or the Stoic strategy. Observe everything, react to nothing. Ancient Stoic philosophers understood something modern society has forgotten. Observation is power. Reaction is weakness. Most people are so busy reacting emotionally, they never actually observe what is happening. They miss patterns. They miss manipulation. They miss the hidden intentions behind people's words. But when you become calm and emotionally detached, you start seeing things clearly. You notice tone changes. You notice subtle disrespect. You notice hidden motives. Suddenly, social dynamics become visible. It feels like watching a chess game. While everyone else is emotionally fighting, you are analyzing, planning, positioning yourself strategically. This is the mindset of powerful men. They are not reactive. They are calculating. They understand something. Simple but powerful. The man who reacts instantly is controlled by the moment. The man who observes quietly controls the entire game. Repeat this mantra slowly. I observe everything. I react to nothing. Because silence reveals more information than anger ever will. 5. Detachment is the ultimate psychological power. Here is one of the most dangerous traits you can develop. Emotional detachment. When you stop needing validation, stop needing approval, stop needing people to like you, you become incredibly difficult to manipulate. Why? Because people only control you through what you want. Attention. Respect. Love. Approval. If someone knows you desperately want these things, they can control you. But when you become detached, you stop chasing emotional validation. You stop trying to impress people. You stop caring about opinions that don't matter. And suddenly something powerful happens. People begin respecting you more. Because confidence without emotional dependence feels powerful. You walk differently. You speak differently. You respond differently. Your energy becomes calm, controlled, unshakable. And people sense it immediately. They realize something about you. You cannot be emotionally manipulated. You cannot be provoked. You cannot be controlled. This is when your presence becomes intimidating. Not through aggression, but through calm dominance. Say this to yourself right now. My mind is untouchable. 6. Strategic silence is psychological warfare. Silence is one of the most underestimated weapons in human interaction. Most people talk too much, explain too much, defend themselves too quickly. But silence creates tension. Silence forces the other person to think. Silence makes people question themselves. When someone insults you and you respond emotionally, the conflict escalates. But when someone insults you and you simply stare calmly, something strange happens. They become uncomfortable. They start second-guessing themselves. They wonder,
did I go too far?
Why isn't he reacting? What is he thinking? This psychological uncertainty shifts power. Because the person who controls the emotional atmosphere controls the interaction. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Repeat this mantra. My silence is my strategy. 7. Anger is temporary. Reputation is permanent. Most emotional reactions happen in a moment. A moment of anger. A moment of frustration. A moment of ego. But those moments can damage something extremely valuable. Your reputation. One emotional outburst can make people see you as unstable, reactive, unpredictable. But the man who remains calm under pressure builds a different reputation. People describe him differently. They say things like, he's hard to read. He's always calm. He doesn't react to drama. And that reputation creates psychological authority. Because calmness signals control, and control signals power. This is why leaders rarely react emotionally. They know people are watching. Every reaction shapes perception. So the next time someone provokes you, remember something powerful. You are not just reacting to a moment. You are shaping how people perceive your power. Say this quietly. I control my reactions. I control my reputation. The final transformation becoming untouchable. Imagine something for a moment. Someone insults you. You stay calm. Someone criticizes you. You smile slightly. Someone tries to provoke you. You observe silently. No anger. No frustration. No emotional reaction. Just calm awareness. Now imagine how powerful that looks. People realize something immediately. You are not emotionally accessible. You are not easily manipulated. You are not controlled by external noise. This creates a powerful psychological aura. People begin respecting you without you saying anything. Because emotional control is rare, and rare traits always appear powerful, eventually something interesting happens. People stop trying to provoke you, because they realize something. It doesn't work. You have become emotionally immune, and emotional immunity is the foundation of mental dominance. So remember the ultimate rule. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control what people do. But you can control how you respond, and that control changes everything. Before you leave, write this in the comments as a reminder to yourself. I train in silence. I return with power. Because the moment you stop reacting emotionally, you step into a different level of psychological power, a level where insults cannot shake you, manipulation cannot control you, and anger no longer owns your mind. Your presence becomes calm, cold, strategic, unbothered. And that is when people realize something about you. You are no longer playing the emotional game. You are controlling it. Remember this. My presence is my power. My silence is my strike. Train your mind. Control your reactions. And become the man no one can emotionally manipulate. Because once your mind becomes untouchable, so does your power.